hockey stick.
Yeah, it is. That mine
Probably
too.
still tastes good, though, doesn't
Oh,
it?
I'm sure. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like white chocolate.
You're not gonna stop and you eat it.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
No way. Because I finished the whole pack myself.
It's almost like those
And I
little
melt
dipped
the second
pretzel
pack.
sticks.
Uh-huh. Yeah, those are so good. The caramel is like, it's different. It's buttery.
caramel?
It's very buttery.
The caramel.
You know what's my favorite part? Is the salty sweet mix.
Right?
Can't find a.
The saltiness of the cookie, the pretzel, whatever that is, with the sweetness of
Oh,
the.
it's right here. It's right here. I will tell you. Chocolate snack waffle.
Yep.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Butter
Winter.
caramel.
Oh, that's what. So it's like waffle. So it's like that's the butter that I'm
A winter pocky butter caramel.
So are these seasonal? Like you only can get them like one time a year?
No. I'll try to get it in, but
Okay.
in a very, very hot season, right now, I will not bring anything.
Sure.
Because they melt.
Yeah, they are. This pocket is expensive, and I will not bring it in the summertime. I will say whatever I have because it's gonna melt. And
Right.
my distributor will not send it.
These are good.
They
Did
will
you-
send it when a little bit of.
Have you got any of the different Kit Kats flavors in?
No, they're not send me a Kit Kat because too hot. It's gonna melt.
Oh, okay. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
see for them
Yeah,
in the
it-
winter.
And I got couple of brand new pocky. I didn't bring it today.
Okay.
Next show.
These are great. I'm telling people, if you like chocolate covered pretzels, pretzel sticks, those kind of things, that's what these Pockies are like. This is like a, yeah, it's kind of like eating the chocolate covered pretzels or something like that. It's that same taste palette.
Those two pocky that I got it in, 2 or 3 pocky I got it in. That one is from Japan. Uh-huh.
So this
It
sounds-
might be a little bit higher price, but it's worth it.
Well, this is good.
It's good.
I'd eat this all
And who
day.
finished the whole pack first?
Right here.
Shot again.
I got mine last.
Roy got 2.
I got one left.
I'm trying to savor it.
Yeah? Got
Oh, yeah.
3 more. 3 more packs.
I'm just gonna inhale and savor that.
This is my last one right here. I'm just literally stopped talking, been eating for the last 5
Yeah.
minutes.
That's the same. I'm like, this is gonna just sound terrible. We're just a bunch of crunching and noises.
These are addicting.
Okay, this pocky, when you walk in the store, it's going to be our first product on the top shelf.
Okay.
On your left-hand side, you will see it. I got 2 flavor of this kind of, actually, yeah, two flavor of this big bag pocky.
Okay.
Another one is some kind of chocolate, I can't remember it, but this one is a winter
Okay.
chocolate. caramel.
I really like that.
It's
So-
really tasty.
And the second shelf from the top is going to be another kind of pocky too.
Okay.
And when you walk in, on your right-hand side, in the middle of the store, you will see that snack, the chili snack.
Okay.
So we got 2 size of them. A small, that's what the one I bring, and then we got the large size.
Okay. And of course, with kids going back to school, these make great things to put in the lunches and all that for the kids.
Yeah.
Sure,
and-
especially once it starts cooling down, fall time.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, especially they got a single package.
Yeah, exactly. Your kid's gonna be a hit at lunch with the Pocky.
Yeah.
They probably get the best sandwiches and trays
You're
for
talking
those.
about another people's kid. I think my kid probably do it first
Yeah.
on this Thursday.
Slinging, you slinging Pocky?
But
Yeah.
like,
You're welcome.
but you know how like kids look for trade value of food and lunch. It's like I'll trade you my cookies for my sandwich and all that kind of thing.
They do, huh?
You did. I'm thinking that's going to be a very high ticket item
Yes.
where you could hold out for like bigger ticket items. Like,
Yeah.
I want a piece of pizza for that or something big, you know.
So we still have 3 packets left here.
All
Don't
right.
fight. Don't fight.
But they are available right now at Asian Market.
Yes, sir.
Come on down. Come for lunch today. Come on and try some lunch. Is there any new menu items that we want to
You know
know
what?
about?
I have so many brilliant idea on a new menu, but due to just we short on the what is that manpower.
Sure.
So I I can't do so much. I want to do so many things.
So you're
but
just kind of keeping the simple menu
yes,
for right now.
Yes.
And then when
I
your help
can't-
arrives, then you can
No.
experiment and
Right,
time to
right.
do some more dishes and
Yes,
things.
it takes a lot of prep, a lot of get ready to do it.
Are you still doing the soups and everything?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell.
Okay.
The soup normally we do on Saturday, right? Now you can eat soup every day.
Oh, nice. Now it's
Yes.
every day?
Monday to Saturday, we got egg drop, we got rice soup, Thai noodle soup, egg noodle soup. That's
Okay.
got some dumpling that we make it. We
Oh.
not buy it. And We got some
Do you
red
still have the
pork.
soup with the pork, the red pork? What was
Yes.
it? Oh, that stuff was
But
good.
I'm not do the red pork anymore. The
Okay.
dry one, the dry style one. I
Gotcha.
don't do it anymore. It's kind of like it takes so much time when I'm busy. I just can't run.
Sure.
I have to be there
Yeah.
to get another thing done too.
So, are you looking for employees right now? If someone's looking
Actually,
for
I
work?
do.
Okay.
I'm looking for help cook.
Okay.
Someone will be willing to help me in the back
Okay.
of the kitchen.
Gotcha.
And in the meantime, we do teamwork over there. We not do, hey, that's my job, this is my job. So
all the
we have
jobs
team-
have got to get done.
Yes,
So we're all
everything
going to
needs
get them
be
done. Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But mainly somebody will help me in the back.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you need an assistant to kind of help
Yes,
you
sir.
cook, help you run the kitchen, help you,
Yes.
make sure the orders are taken care of, all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Now,
Okay.
this person, please, mainly help me in the back. Know how to cut meat, know how to cut vegetable.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good
know,
deal.
know a little bit of the Asian. It will be great. Mm.
And who knows? Maybe they've been cooking Asian. You all
Who
combine
knows,
forces and
right?
create some new recipes
Who
together or
knows?
something.
I might
yeah.
go vacation again.
There you go. It's like I'm going back to Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah, we come.
But if you're interested, and
Yes.
please come by Asian Market and ask
Yes.
for Nook, and
Mhm.
she'll be happy to talk to you about what the job entails and all that
Yes.
good stuff. So
Mhm.
very good. But yeah, if you want to come, and I imagine one of the perks.
We got the Steve here come stealing our snack
Yeah,
again.
he just 5-finger discounted the Chili's. But
Yeah.
if when you come out and check the stuff out,
Yes.
but I think you'll really be every time we go there, you find you just have a good meal and a good time, and it's just
Yeah.
good food, and I'm not gonna lie, the trip going down and checking out some of the items on the shelf is kind of an adventure because there's a lot of things that are going to be very foreign to
Yes.
you. Things like duck eggs in a can, and you're gonna like, well,
No,
that's
a quail egg.
quail eggs in
Quail
a can.
egg in
yeah.
a can. Duck salted a pickled duck egg.
Okay, they
something
come
like
pickled
that.
into jars or whatever.
The pickles come in a single package or something.
But here's the thing: if you want like soy sauce, like you can come in there. They got a whole aisle with
I
just soy
even
sauces.
can't remember what kind of soy sauce I have. you
Yeah,
know?
there's so many. Or if you love the sriracha, there's about 20
right
different
there.
kinds of sriracha. If you love like rice wines, things like they got all
We
of
got
that
it.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's funny when I have customer come in. No, can you help me find this soy sauce? And I'm the one who orders some product myself. I know that I have it. I know that I have
it's
it.
like I've ordered it.
But yeah, I'm the one who put in order and bring it. And but where is it? Kind of like that.
It's just so many different.
Too many.
Yeah, if
So
you're-
many.
There's a great variety of stuff, and then of course,
Yeah.
everything from quick on the go stuff like we're talking here to
Mhm.
more intricate. Like if you're looking for fishes and meats, they got
We
that
have it.
there too.
Mhm.
They got them there in the freezers there, and vegetables, fresh frozen vegetables. They got all of that there too.
I have some of them, some not all of them, just some of them mostly. And now we have the old product that we out of the shelf for a while is the hot noodle. Now I got 4 flavor right there: the hot one and the black normal one, and another one is cheese flavor, curry flavor, and then a carbonara.
Okay.
That's it. I got 2 times black original chicken stew, cheese flavor, curry, carbonara. So it will be 6 flavor of the Samyang hot noodle.
Okay.
That's the kid love to do the challenge and something like that.
Nice.
Now it's back on the shelves again.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you love ramen and all the noodles, she's got a huge selection of
Yes.
of various, from hot to savory to sweet to everything in
Yes.
between. So very good. But come on by. Give everybody the hours for the market and for the restaurant.
Okay. For the store hour, Monday to Saturday, 10 to 7.
Okay.
Sunday, 12 to 7.
Okay.
For the restaurant itself, Monday to Saturday only 11 to 7.
Okay.
Sunday we close. The restaurant will close every Sunday.
Okay. But Monday through Saturday, 11 to 7.
Only.
Come on by and give you a meal
Yes.
for lunch or dinner there.
Yes.
So, and don't forget she's on DoorDash and all that.
No, no,
stuff,
no,
or
no.
to you or.
I'm not doing anymore because
Oh, you're not? Okay.
no, because
I thought I still saw your name on there last time I looked, but maybe I
probably they
didn't.
didn't take it off.
Okay.
It's just I'm too busy in the
So
back.
come down and visit and see the
Yeah.
market and do all that good stuff. But it's I'm telling you, you're going to be happy. Come for lunch today. Try it out, and I guarantee you're going to want to come back and try that something else. You're going to find something else on the menu you're going to want to try.
Yes.
deal. And then, of course, if you want to do it all yourself, she's got all the stuff you need there, and she can help you do it. If you always wanted to learn cooking various Asian dishes, cuisine, Nook's got the equipment and the know-how to help you do that. So.
All you do is just go in and ask.
Yeah. She got you covered.
Yeah.
So. Awesome. Is there anything we missed? Anything we want to share?
Well, not really much, though.
Just come and eat.
Yeah, just come in and eat.
Awesome.
While you're waiting for your food, just walk, talk, shop.
Yeah.
And then look around the store while you're waiting for your food.
I guarantee you're going to find something you want to take home.
Yes.
Guarantee it. So, well, thank you, Nook, as always. Appreciate it. Thank you for the treats. They were both delicious. This was a big
You're
winner on
welcome.
both. And then I guess now you got to go visit Sean. He's going to go make some commercials with you here.
We're going to do something.
Yeah.
So.
But thank you, Nook. Thank you. And hide those because he'll steal them all. So.
All right.
Look, he brought the jar back. I was like, the jar's already gone. So.
He come and take it, and then he brought it back.
Yeah, he did. He just wanted a handful. Well, thank you, Nook. We'll see you
You're
next time,
welcome.
okay? And welcome back.
Yes.
It is.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Roswell is cracking down on past due water bills with the threat of cutting off service if payment plans are not set up. The city asking residents with delinquent water bills to visit the office so staff can work to help you take care of the bill. There are multiple options available. However, payment plans must be set up in person. The length of the payment plan will be based on the amount you owe. The water billing office can be reached at 575-624-6711. A developing story out of Eddy County where a fatal shooting involving a sheriff's deputy is under investigation. At this point, very few details are known, including the location of the incident. The sheriff's office confirms only that the person shot died, and no deputies were injured in the ordeal. The case has reportedly been turned over to the New Mexico State Police. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
If you invested in crypto based on a celebrity's recommendation and lost money, can you sue the celebrity? I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job for free and find qualified candidates quickly at linkedin.com/Kim. I'm happy to tell you that I was never one to endorse cryptocurrency. I didn't really believe in its long-term stability. But many who did are now suing the celebrities who endorsed various crypto firms. Take Mark Cuban, for instance. He owns the Dallas Mavericks, and he's the star of the ABC hit TV show Shark Tank. Both Cuban and the Mavericks promoted a crypto firm called Voyager Digital. The firm is now in bankruptcy after 3.5 million of its customers lost $5 billion when crypto crashed. And those investors have filed a class action lawsuit against Cuban, saying they invested based on his glowing endorsement. If they win, Matt Damon, Reese Witherspoon, Gwyneth Paltrow, and more Hollywood types could very well be next. Get my daily podcast, perfect for drives and walks. It's called Kim Commando Today. You have a lot of places to get your tech news. I know that. But there's only one website that tells you what the tech news means to you. And that's my site, Commando.com. Every day, you'll find breaking tech news, security alerts, along with really useful tips and product reviews. Tens of millions of people just like you visit my site, and I'd love for you to become a regular. I bet you learn one great thing each day at Commando.com. And at my site, you also get early access to my USA Today columns, too. And to make things easier on your busy life, sign up for my free newsletters that get delivered right to your inbox. You can pick and choose what you're interested in, whether that's smartphones or smart homes, Windows or Mac. And this way, you only get the know-how that you want. And I'll never, ever send you spam because I value you and your inbox. At Commando.com, there are links at the top of the page to get my free newsletters. And also, send me a personal message. Go now while you're thinking about it. That's Commando.com, Komando.com.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
Yeah, you joke about that, but I've had serious acid reflux for the last 12 to 14 hours. 10 minutes now, 9 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be in the mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should be getting plenty of sunshine, but we can't rule out an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. For the overnight hours, a few clouds will drop into the upper 60s and then mid to upper 90s for the afternoon high on Saturday. All that moist air staying off to our west, so we'll be getting sunshine all day. Sunny and mid-90s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Why, thank you, Steve. Currently 69 degrees. It's nice outside. Humidity at 87%, winds out of the northwest at around 3 miles an hour. Barometer at 30.20 inches with a dew point of 65 degrees. I don't know the soil temperature, so stop asking me. I'm not even sure where Gene gets that information. I tried to look it up yesterday. No clue. Could not find it. Looking at mostly sunny skies, looks like the storms have passed, at least for the time being. But it has luckily left us with cooler temperatures. So at least there's that. Sunny skies, 94 for the high. Winds out of the north 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southeast later in the afternoon. For tonight, partly cloudy, dropping down to an overnight low of 69 degrees. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10. For your Saturday, sunny skies, 96 for the high. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles an hour. Partly cloudy, a low of around 70 degrees. Winds, again, south 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunny and hot for Sunday, 97 for the high. But they're saying there's a chance next week. Monday, sunny skies, hot and high around 98 degrees. And then on Tuesday, 20% chance of showers, thunderstorms getting down to 96 for the high, 95 on Wednesday with a 30% chance of storms. Notice every 10% chance of storms we get, we drop a degree. 96 with a 20% on Tuesday, 95 with a 30% chance on Wednesday, 91 with a 40% chance on Thursday. That's not too shabby. We lose 4 degrees just in that one day. I will take it. 7 minutes away from...
We're back.
Where I might go? Oh, right there. We've had so many dropping audio issues this week.
No, that was me.
Oh no, my you didn't stop hearing me. Yeah, my cable came loose.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if the building just senses that Daddy's not here, and it's rebelling. But
it's angry.
Yeah, we've angered
It's like Monster House.
We've angered the radio gods. This is what happens when you leave the kids at home. This is what would have happened in Home Alone had the burglars not broken in. Have you ever seen a Family Guy? I think it was, did a great version of that where it's and now back to did it again. It's and now back to Home Alone, but with coherent robbers or something like that, or
yeah.
with robbers who know what they're doing, and it's the
competent.
Competent robbers. Yeah, thank you. It's the door was kind of hot, but I just let go of it really quick. It's watch your step. There's some marbles right there. And the kid pops out and says, "You guys what?" And then they just pull out a gun and shoot him. It's well, that's not a problem anymore. So yeah, we wouldn't have had a movie then, but John Hughes wasn't exactly the visionary we all needed at the time.
On that note, we are live back. We are back live.
We're live, pal?
On
our stream?
Yes.
Awesome.
On ksvptv.com.
Yes.
And YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And Facebook.
Yeah, so you can find us across all of our all of our channels, and we will have these. We'll have the interviews pieced up later on in the day. Roy will have that taken care of for you. Lost my train of thought there. 6 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date with your Wall Street business update.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Gasoline prices have dipped under $4 for the first time in more than 5 months. Good news for consumers who are struggling with high prices for many other essentials. AAA said the national average for a gallon of regular was $3.99 on Thursday, down from the mid-June record of $5.02 a gallon. It's still about 80 cents higher than the average a year ago. Energy is a key factor in the cost of many goods and services, and falling prices for gas, airline tickets, and clothes are giving consumers a bit of a relief. Prices at the wholesale level fell from June to July, the first month-to-month drop in more than 2 years, and a sign that some of the U.S. economy's inflationary pressures cooled down last month. Thursday's report showed that the Producer Price Index, which measures inflation before it reaches consumers, declined in July. It was the first monthly drop since April of 2020. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect and we will make you happy. So So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
One of my favorite quotes goes like this: "Thank God every morning when you get up that you have something to do that day which must be done, whether you want to or not. Being forced to work and forced to do your best will breed in you temperance, self-control, diligence, strength of will, cheerfulness, and contentment, along with 100 other virtues which the idle will never know." Pretty great quote. Sometimes the daily grind, the monotony of our schedule, and even the jobs that bless us with our livelihoods can get mundane as we begin to view our obligations as ball and chain. Maybe it's time for an attitude change. This week, while the kids are returning to school and schedules are amping up again, let's view our work and our responsibilities as a blessing from God. Colossians 3 reads like this: "Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as a reward."
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
The Bulls are coming to Roswell, and the savings are coming to Roswell Nissan. We have a selection of over 25 brand new vehicles on the lot, so you can ride away today in an all-new 2022 Frontier, Pathfinder, or Rogue. And the pre-owned lot is stocked with herds of practically new vehicles in stock, with many 20s and 21s in stock. And we have over 100 vehicles on the lot. When no one has vehicles, Nissan does. Get ready for bull riding action and head for Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd, official sponsor of the PBR weekend, August 12th and 13th.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
Prescott in the gun. They blitz. Elliott picks that up.
Only heard here.
Deep ball by Prescott. Man all alone at the goal line. CeeDee Lamb.
All season.
43 yards. A touchdown.
Saturday night, it's your Cowboys and the Denver Broncos.
Live from Empower Field at Mile High.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pregame starts at 6 p.m. on your home for Dallas Cowboys football in the Pecos Valley. 92.9 The Brand.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 1 minute away from 8 o'clock. Stick with us next hour. We have Sheriff Mike Harrington scheduled. If not, though, we're going to replay our interview with Mr. Jean Cordbest from yesterday. We had a great conversation with her. So we'll play that interview in the 8 o'clock hour. So yesterday, I was telling Roy off the air, I was driving around and realized I needed gas. I was like 70 miles to E. I found gas at or below where it was when I first bought my car because $20 filled my tank. Filled it, like tippity top. I was overjoyed. So I think the glory days might be back. They just said on the news the national average dropped below $4. So I think things are on the downward slope. Fingers crossed. We gotta wrap it.
You're more optimistic than I.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. You're listening to 106.5 KEND, Roswell's Talk FM. Stay tuned.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Former President Trump calling for the immediate release of the federal warrant the FBI used in its raid on his Florida home. Attorney General Merrick Garland says that's fine with him.
The Justice Department has filed a motion in the Southern District of Florida to unseal a search warrant and property receipt relating to a court-approved search that the FBI conducted earlier this week. That search was of premises located in Florida belonging to the former president.
Garland says he personally approved the search warrant. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says time for the Justice Department to come clean with the American people.
Is it plausible the FBI would investigate President Trump without merit? Yes.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention relaxing its COVID-19 guidelines.
The CDC announced that it's dropping the recommendation that Americans quarantine themselves if they come into close contact with an infected person. The nation's top public health agency also said that people no longer need to stay at least 6 feet away from others. Masks continue to be recommended only in areas with high transmission rates. Officials say the changes are driven by a recognition that an estimated 95% of Americans 16 and older have acquired some level of immunity, either from being vaccinated or infected. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Authorities trying to determine the motive of an armed man they say tried to breach the FBI Cincinnati field office, fled, and was shot and died hours later in a rural standoff with police. $400 billion plus Democrat tax and spending bill expected to come up for a vote today in the House. The bill is expected to pass the House. The Senate approved it earlier. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up 160 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Ukrainian President Zelensky accusing Russia of nuclear blackmail as its troops continue to occupy a nuclear plant in southern Ukraine. The UN, the U.S., and China urging the Russians to allow UN experts to access the plant.
The military activity around Europe's largest nuclear power plant has raised fears of a catastrophe. For days, Russia and Ukraine have traded accusations of who is to blame for shelling the complex. Ukraine says Russia has turned the plant into a military base, using it as a shield to launch attacks, knowing that Ukrainian forces are unlikely to retaliate. Russia says its troops are protecting the plant. Despite the growing calls for international monitors to be allowed into the site, there are no signs that a deal can be reached anytime soon.
That's a BBC's Hugo Peshega. Second firefighter has died in Cuba, where crews have controlled a massive blaze that began last week at a key oil storage facility. Townhall.com. Some of the world's most prized works of contemporary Western art have gone on display for the first time in decades in Tehran.
Thousands of well-heeled men and hijab-clad women marveled at 19th and 20th century American and European minimalist and conceptual masterpieces on display this summer for the first time at the Tehran Museum of Contemporary Art. But Iranian clerics are outraged. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, a hardline cleric, railed against the influence of the West. Authorities have lashed out at deviant artists for attacking Iran's revolutionary culture. Keith Peters reporting.
The Federal Trade Commission is looking at drafting rules to crack down on what it calls harmful commercial surveillance and lax data security online. There's growing concern over the data that's collected by everything from wearable fitness trackers to smart appliances in so many homes. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2
The deuce.
Of a morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. That word, never more apropos than on a morning like today.
I shouldn't have laid it on so thick.
Stop saying stuff like that. Laying it on thick. Oh, no. Now I'm thinking of soft serve. No, but so I got to tell you, I've worked in radio in some capacity for about 18 years now. I've worked in radio long enough to have an adult child out of it.
Okay.
You know, if we got busy on the first night. But that being said, I've never in my career been more relieved than I was at the top of this hour. Because at the top of last hour, see, we were given a toy. When Mike had to take Kim down to have a procedure, he left us with this toy, this radio station, this toy, and we played with it carefully all week. Then on the last day before Dad gets home from his business trip, we break the toy. For some reason, we didn't have audio on our website or our online feed, if I could talk, on our online feed this morning. And so we start going into panic mode. And for some reason in my head, panic mode is, oh yeah, let's do this procedure we used to do to get us back on. And I did something different, and because I haven't done that thing in a while, so I think I did it wrong. And then, yeah, we just did not have audio. Once it came back on for Roy about halfway through the last hour, we started the stream. I was genuinely thinking, okay, well, he got his back. What if I don't get mine back? And I'll know at the top of the hour if our news starts. So we're sitting here. It always starts at 2 seconds after the hour. 1, 2, breaking news at this hour. I put my fists in the air and screamed, yes! I was so happy because I didn't want to break the toy, you know? You hope that when Daddy leaves you with something like this, he can trust you to not break it. That's all I'm saying. But happy Friday to you. Hopefully yours is off to a fantastic start. Ours is going smoothly now, so we're doing good. It's funny because Gene texted me yesterday late in the day, and he said, "I haven't heard from you today. Is everything okay?" I said, "Well, here's the thing. Everything was fine today, so I didn't want to bother you.
That's why I didn't.
That's why I didn't call or text. So yeah. But then, of course, this morning was what it was. So it's been fun. But hey, sun's out.
All over the littlest, tiniest problem that didn't even need to be worried about.
Right. Here's the thing. Again, this is boring inside radio stuff, but working in this business, one thing you learn is you're going to try everything in your power to get the thing to do the thing you want it to do. But your engineer, once you call him and be like, Gary, he'll come in, he'll go, there you go. And it was fixed.
Yeah.
He would push one button that I didn't think to push in the entirety of my radio knowledge, and it would be fixed. Yep. That's the job of an engineer. Well, that and while you're cutting a commercial, come into the fuse box that he has in there with this, and I don't even know what it does. I think it checks the fuse, but it clicks. You push it in, it clicks. And he'd come in while I'm cutting a spot. He'd click, 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 click. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll wait. Go ahead, Gary. You good? I'm name dropping right now. I shouldn't do that, but I could have changed his name to protect the innocent. Honestly,
he did change his name.
No, his name was Gary. He's a good dude. I love Gary. We always call him Gary Bear. 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the program. Hold on. Stick around. We are scheduled to have Sheriff Mike Harrington with us this hour. However, we haven't heard anything. Mike usually reaches out, and we haven't. He hadn't. Obviously, he's been busy this week, so we'll see if Mike Harrington shows up. We will give him some time to get here, to arrive, and if not, we're going to play our interview we had yesterday.
He is fashionably late.
Yes, so we're going to play our interview with Miss Janine Corden, best if not later on in the program, plus your hourly features and whatnot. Got to say a humongous thank you to the fine folks at the Golden Arches. I'm talking about McDonald's, because they make our Fridays extra special around here. They grace us with delicious, scrumptious breakfast treats. Is the Roku remote over there?
It's right here.
They absolutely grace us every week with delicious breakfast treats. I'm going to fix this right here, right now. Give me 1 second. There we go.
Oh.
gotta change our labeling because McDonald's loves 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, and we in turn love McDonald's because they always delight us with delicious breakfast treats. I have a hotcakes and sausage in there that was probably going to be unused. You might take that home at the end of the day or something because...
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, it sounds awesome. Because last week I discovered the wonderful joy that was the pancake sausage pancake combination. What you need to do, the pro move, is order an extra sausage patty and then go pancake sausage. That's the best of the short stacks.
The pancake Big Mac.
Yeah, it is. It's the Big Mac of the breakfast world. And then you smother that bad boy in their whipped butter and syrup. It is delightful.
That you could just get a sausage McGriddle and then add a sausage on top of that, and then another bun.
But that's the thing. The McGriddle, it's not the same. I mean, I like a McGriddle. I went through a phase where we were getting the chicken McGriddles for a while. So I went through that phase. Yeah, they're amazing. But there's something about that combination of that fluffy hot cake with that perfectly seasoned sausage patty and just the way you slice right through and you just kind of get all of it in one bite. It is perfection.
Okay.
Absolute perfection.
So yeah, oh, no, you go.
I was just going to say, and it's available at any of your 3 McDonald's here in Roswell.
Oh, yeah. Well, I talked about my grievances with the syrup and sausage, and I kind of don't like that.
You don't like the sweet with your meat?
Yeah. And so sausage McGriddle, I think it was...
It's not as sweet. It's maybe not as syrupy as putting straight hotcake syrup on top of a thing.
Yeah.
But those, I feel like those little pockets of syrup are just not enough. Plus the griddle itself, cake, is kind of a different thickness. It's made to be a bun because it's got to hold contents.
Yeah.
But it's a different consistency than that hotcake. I just like the melt in your mouthiness of the hotcake. I'm prattling on, of course, about the wonderful McDonald's.
It might be the cheese that offsets it. I don't know.
It could be. It could be. Although I do like cheese with my sweet on occasion. I also like cheese on my filet of fish. So go figure there. 3 locations here in Roswell, 1 in Artesia, 1 in Carlsbad, to serve you better. Download that app because it is your ticket to free stuff, to discounts, to deals, and all kinds of specials waiting for you at Mickey D's. Download that app. I saw a smile grace your face. I was curious.
Oh.
Something I can't talk about on the radio. Fair enough. Makes sense. You know what? 14 minutes after 8 o'clock.
Lost my mind.
I do that on occasion. We call those weekdays. 14 minutes after 8 o'clock on your Finally Friday. Let's pause and get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be in the mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should be getting plenty of sunshine, but we can't rule out an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. For the overnight hours, a few clouds will drop into the upper 60s and then mid to upper 90s for the afternoon high on Saturday. All that moist air staying off to our west, so we'll be getting sunshine all day. Sunny and mid-90s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, get this refreshed over here. Not a lot of change. 71 degrees. We're up 2 degrees. Humidity's down. 81% winds out of the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. Barometer at 30.21 inches with a dew point of 65 degrees and a visibility of 10 miles. I like when Roy realized, we were on the camera that whole time. Mostly sunny skies for today. 94 degrees for the high, winds out of the north 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southeast later in the afternoon. Partly cloudy, 69 for the overnight low, winds out of the southeast 5 to 10. For Saturday, back up to heating up, 96 and sunshine for your Saturday, 97 and sunshine for the high on Sunday with winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. For your Monday, sunny and hot, high of 98. And then the rain chances start back once again. Got a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday, a 30% chance of rain on Wednesday, and a 40% chance of rain on Thursday of next week. Temps in the mid to low 90s for the back half of next week. Now you got your full 10-day forecast, or however many days.
I remember what I was going to say.
All right, what were you going to say?
So Mike Winters is not here. And I was going to get him a Coke Zero.
Sure.
Because they have it now. Obviously, he didn't get it, but I got myself one.
I was wondering because I wasn't sure if you were drinking like straight black coffee or Like so you're having a Coke Zero.
Yeah.
So now do you have Coke Zero on the regular, like the bottle version? Is that our phone? Nope, I'm hearing things. Okay, lots of dead air. You've had Coke Zero like via the bottle?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you know
I have
kind
the can usually.
You know what to expect. How do you think it measures up? Because I don't want to taint your opinion. Go ahead.
I think Coke, Diet Coke. Okay.
There's a large portion of the population that prefers the taste of Diet Coke over the taste of Coke Zero, which is why I like the fact that McDonald's kept them both on the menu. Like I like the fact that they sacrificed Diet Dr. Pepper, which made me a little sad, but they kept Diet Coke and Coke Zero because a lot of people like the taste of Diet Coke. I don't understand those people, but there are those people out there.
I mean, it's all just brown sugar water at the end of the day.
Sure. But that's why I like brown zero sugar water. See? It feels healthier. I know it's not, but it feels like I'm doing my body a favor, you know?
I mean, I would rather have just Coke Original or
Right.
Classic or
100%.
whatever. But I desperately want to try new Coke, though. Like, I was thinking about getting the Stranger Things pack that's like $60 or something.
Yeah, but even that was from last season, so it would be like a couple years old. Like you can find those usually online. I love watching the like Good Mythical Morning does it where they taste old stuff. Like they'll try like stuff. They had like I think it was like soup mix from the 40s or something like that. And they mixed it. And they said it tasted fine.
Really?
Because it was dry. But
okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So but you can get it. I think it's just going to be a couple years old, and it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
And from what I've gathered, people say new Coke tastes mostly like Pepsi. Like it's most closely associated to Pepsi because new Coke came out around the time we got to go to get this interview going. But around the time that new Coke came out, that was during the Pepsi Challenge.
Yes.
See, in the 80s, they would go around to fairs and stuff, and they would do blind taste tests, and people preferred the taste of Pepsi over Coke. A lot of that stemmed from the fact that when you first open a Pepsi, it hits you with the sweet right off. It has more sugar than Coke, anyways, but also it's ultra carbonated at the beginning, and it quickly loses its carbonation. Pepsi loses its carbonation like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I spent 15 years in a Pepsi family, so I feel like I can speak, on this from an expert level.
But to answer your question, yes, McDonald's Coke Zero machine does work.
Yes,
it does dispense Coke Zero.
It dispenses Coke Zero, and it is now my new go-to. It's my favorite. I love it. And those new frozen Cokes are awesome, by the way.
And you
Try
can
those out.
drink it.
Yeah, buy any frozen Coke through the app, and you can get another one for $1. So take advantage of that. Absolutely. 19 minutes after 8 o'clock on your finally Friday morning. Going to pause, pay a couple of these bills. I haven't seen the sheriff yet, so we're going to go ahead and run this interview with Miss Janine Cornbest we had from yesterday on a morning without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Think you can't afford health insurance? Think again. New Mexico's health insurance exchange is Be Well NM, and we're here to help you find and sign up for affordable health coverage. You may even qualify for financial assistance. Call 885-996-6449 or visit BeWellNM.com.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907. Or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Let the Valley Cafe cater your next business meeting or lunch. Call ahead 575-755-3287 and place your order. The Valley Cafe 575-755-3287.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us in studio this morning, Miss Janine Kornbest. How are you doing this morning?
I am blessed. How are you, sir?
I like that. I'm blessed as well.
Hey, there's rain outside.
It's beautiful this morning.
Slow. It started, as we call it sometimes in the old world, that our grandparents said, the tater wagons are rolling.
I like it. I like it a lot.
You can hear it through the land.
It's our one chance to be Seattle.
I don't know. I'm glad we're not Seattle.
Without all the coffee shops and the weirdness, okay? But yeah, so joining us with the Chavez County, the hat you're wearing today is with the Chavez County Federated Republican Women. And this is a busy season. We're smack dab in the middle of election season.
Correct.
You guys are pounding the pavement, getting word out. So what have you guys been up to?
Well, we have been up to a lot.
I know.
The Federated,
I see all the paperwork in front of you. I know.
Well, I have to have my notes because I'm like old and I forget, and I've got like a whole plate full.
I respect it.
So what we have in July, we had our usual meeting, which is a luncheon meeting. It was in July. We had our congressional candidates. Now, keep in mind, after our primary, we know exactly who we're behind and exactly who we are able to walk with. Until then, we are not allowed to really do anything.
And that's understandable because there was a wide net cast this election.
There was.
And I think that's because so many people see the writing on the wall and see that there's a massive problem.
Correct. We're just tired of it.
Sure.
So who we had in July, we had Michelle Garcia Holmes. And we had a representative, Yvette Harold, read us a note from her, and also from Martinez Johnson, Alexis. And then, very special, a proclamation was read by Candy Zell and Greg Nybert for the Federated Women and the work we do. We don't get a lot of, pats on the back. So that was like very special. I tried to stay way in the back in pictures. I am not a picture person. Don't like pictures.
I'm the same way.
If you ever notice, I'm not at any of the ribbon cuttings and all that in my life.
My friends have literally said, "How come we never take pictures?" I don't want to. I don't want to. I got into radio so I could hide in the shadows. And then they put cameras in the studio, and now I'm like everywhere.
Now you're everywhere, and we've got this little camera over here. So we're going to pray for America.
Absolutely.
Is one of our deals. Our sponsor. We have sponsors now, $100 per sponsorship. So our sponsor in July was Fergie's Plumbing.
Nice.
So it was very nice. They come in, they get a sign, they get represented. Okay. And that is absolutely wonderful. August, our sponsor is Marlon Wells. And his wife, Kathleen.
Awesome.
Now, even though they're a private citizen and they're probably in the oil and all that, they still get their sign. They still get represented in the luncheon.
So you could sponsor the Chavez County Federated Republican Women even if you're just a guy.
Correct.
A person, a citizen. You don't have to have anything to advertise or represent.
You have to be a Republican.
Oh, of course.
That is our underlying
I would assume if they're gonna be sponsoring the Chavez County Federated Republican Women, it's not gonna be coming from like Jeff Bezos.
Exactly. You have to be a Republican.
Yep.
We would love for you to join our organization, which I think is like $35.
Sure.
And we have the women's, and then we have the auxiliary, which is our men. You have to be 18 to be a member, but we have auxiliary members that are as young as I think she's 8 months. So. That is Margaret's baby, and she's our youngest member, but she's an auxiliary member. So
what's that old saying? Get them young.
Exactly. And she's with us everywhere. She just, of course, once you get the child is there, the adults come. That's just the way it is.
I admire the fact that you're so committed to the branding that you're actually wearing the branding, the Trump pins, but also the copyright on the jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, So I watch NASCAR. I live in a trailer park, so it's kind of obligatory that I have to watch NASCAR. And so I respect anybody who wears their branding on their chest.
Oh, all I can say, you wouldn't want to look at the back of this one. This is from New Mexico State. So it's the Ranch Rodeo, or the Western Pleasure Team and all that.
I like it.
So let's move on to August,
Sure.
which is Wednesday the 17th, which is next Wednesday. We open our doors at 11:30.
Okay.
We are having prime rib steak.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's $16 a plate.
Okay.
Keep in mind we have 2 new chefs at the Civic Center
All
or
right.
at the Convention Center. So and they're putting up a taste testing for us because we've been there for a year. So it's really cool.
I got to tell you, I was not a fan of prime rib, not in general a fan of prime rib until about 2 months ago. Went to Vegas. And I had the best prime rib I've ever had in my entire life.
First trip to Vegas, they gave you the whole thing for $3.
It was $7.99. It was at the Lanai.
There you go.
On
There you
Fremont.
go. They're keeping it going.
And yeah, I got to tell you, it made a believer out of me. So I'm down for some prime rib.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice. So you need to come.
I might.
and hang out at 11:30. The doors open.
Okay.
So who will have speaking? We have our statewide candidates. We have Secretary of State Audrey Trujillo, and these are our candidates that are running.
Sure.
And we have Attorney General Jeremy Michael Gay. Yeah, Michael Gay.
Yep.
Land Commissioner Jeff Byrd, and Treasurer Harry B. Montoya. So we have all these folks coming in to speak to the women and the men and whoever else is there. So we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
We're going to get our behind our folks and get rocking and rolling. The next month.
So now we're moving into September.
We are moving to September.
Because I mean, we're fast approaching election season. Obviously, it's all about supporting the candidates, getting the folks that we need to put in place, and obviously getting the info out that
Correct.
that needs to be out there.
So moving into September and of course October. You remember October we have our fair booth.
Yes.
Yes, that is between the Chaves County Republican Party and the Federated Women. We help them man that booth.
Yes.
They will have 3 firearms.
And that's always like it's like the standard booth inside the commercial building. Like
It
you
is,
walk in
but
and
they're
it's
redoing
right
it
there.
this year.
Are they really?
They are.
Okay.
I mean, it's been that way since I can remember, and
Right.
I've been rocking at the fair since. I'm 60 now. So anyway,
Come on, Come
I
on.
am. Yeah, I am. But that's okay.
I refuse
God
to believe it.
God has been good. If
God
you
has
sleep upside down, gravity
There it is. Inversion.
Absolutely amazing.
Inversion therapy. Now we know.
And like a fine wine, we just get better.
I always said like a box of fine wine on aging.
Exactly.
Yeah, like a
Exactly.
good old a good Franzia.
Exactly. So that's kind of what we got going there. Now, this Sunday, which is kind of interesting, and I just got this on the internet, we have Mark Ronchetti is with Ron DeSantis together.
Wait, Florida Mayor Ron DeSantis?
Florida Mayor Ron
Really?
DeSantis. They are going to be doing a deal down in Carlsbad.
Sure.
So you get the free tickets. You know how you had to do that with Trump and all that?
Yeah.
You had to get the free tickets.
Right.
So you'll go to markronchetti.com to get your free tickets. That's down in Carlsbad this Sunday. So Ronchetti and DeSantis.
That's definitely
going to be good.
That's interesting.
That's gonna be good.
I'm intrigued to see how that plays out. Because
Yes.
DeSantis has been kind of we'll call it a bit of a controversial figure over the last year or so.
But he's starting to make his rounds.
Sure, absolutely.
So in, let's see, September we are going to have, nope, that's this month. So October, I believe we're having Ronchetti and Thornton, which is the Attorney General coming in. So all of our months are full with our elected officials that we're going to stand behind.
I think this is one of
Don't forget our judges.
Oh, of course. I think this season is one of the most important election seasons that New Mexico has had in a long time.
Correct.
And I think that we stand to actually make a difference for a
Yes.
change.
Yes.
Like we've obviously New Mexico has bled blue for a couple of decades now. I think this is the chance for New Mexico to kind of shift things. I think they've seen a lot of the negativity out there.
So I want you to keep in mind, you can vote for anybody you want.
Sure.
But we've at the fair we have we're going to register. We're going to register anybody that's not a voter that's over 18. And we are going to change registration. If you choose to change from the party you're at now to Republican Party, we're willing to jump right in there. The paperwork will be there. There'll be anybody there to help you at that point to help you switch over. You don't need forms. You don't need bills. You don't need IDs. You just need to come.
There you go.
Come and,
Just be there.
and register that way. Now, our group does much more. When it's not an election season, we do much more. Have you ever heard of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library?
You know, I have. I'm a huge fan of her reading initiative. It's one of the most. I love the what she's doing with her libraries. It's awesome.
So we have Deb Galuska, who is our literacy. There we go, literacy chair, and besides that, she gets you information and tells you where to go to get your free book a month from Dolly Parton and all of that. Also, at this time, these are little dictionaries. Can you believe they're in paper?
Really?
Is that just not cool?
Yeah. I mean, you're used to seeing your hardbound Merriam-Webster's. So you got a dictionary sitting in front of you.
These are dictionaries, and our literacy group buys hundreds of these, and we pass them out to school-age children. Candy Zell goes with us. Nybert goes with us. We go to schools in Dexter, Hegerman, Roswell. I'm not quite sure which age we go, but we hand out dictionaries to each one of these kids so they can feel and learn how to look up words the old school way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that's so lost. And even on like my generation, we've been trained to be like, hey, what's that word? And you pull your phone out and you look it up. And the problem with that is you're like, oh, that's neat. And then it's gone.
Correct.
You don't retain it. If you work for your knowledge, you retain it.
Now, spelling is an issue with me. Always has been. I was taught phonics, learn how to pronounce your words, spell it that way. I'm a country hick. And it does not work even with voice recognition. It does not work. So if it's spelt right, I didn't write it. So there you go.
Fair enough.
But we have the dictionaries for that. Then we go on and we help. I'm chair of Caring for America. So I kind of do a lot there.
Caring for America, not Karen for America.
Carrie.
She's not talking. She's not talking to all of your managers. Caring for America.
Correct.
All right.
So with that, I do a lot with our servicemen, and I would ask anybody out there if they have someone in a nursing home, at home that's locked in. We write notes and letters to these folks. Awesome. We need addresses and places to send these.
Sure.
No charge to you. All I'd like you to do is contact me. Very easy email. Best, B-E-S-T, corn, C-O-R-N,
Best Corn
Ranch.
I like it. Best Corn Ranch.
Best Corn Ranch.
Which, by the way, is the best serving of corn, in my opinion.
But we don't raise corn. We raise sheep and cattle.
I like it.
We're not farmers. We're ranchers.
But what do you feed your sheep and cattle?
Grass.
Oh.
Oh,
You should have said corn.
Too far out.
You should have said corn.
I know.
It would have been
I know.
fun.
I know. Anyway, so it's Best Corn Ranch.
All right.
At gmail.com.
Bestcornranch at gmail.com.
Names for our servicemen and women so we can get letters to them to make their day.
That's
that is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's lost on folks here how important just hearing a kind word is or getting a bag of M&Ms. It's the little things.
They don't do this. They don't do the phone.
Right.
They don't read the text. They probably don't do email.
And honestly,
a letter.
Even if they did.
Yeah.
When's the last time you got a handwritten letter from somebody? How much better did that feel?
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
so
Love
important.
Handwritten notes.
Absolutely.
We do a lot of that in our group. Is we write a lot of people.
I respect the attention to staying traditional with the Chaves County Republican women. The fact that you guys carry hand dictionaries, the fact that you guys write handwritten notes. These are it's a bygone era.
It is. It is, and we love it, and it's reacted to very well. It's a personal thing.
Sure.
It's a personal thing.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I also do the Assurance Home about Christmas, July, March. I do little bitty bags that's got food, candy. They don't get much candy. A lot of candy. School items. I do a lot of bubbles because even though you're a teenager, You like to have bubble wars.
Everybody loves bubbles.
Yep, got to have bubble wars.
It makes me and my kids both so happy when we're driving down 2nd Street.
Yes.
And we pass by the
soap shop.
Yeah. Well, the Main Street. I think it's Ancients of Days. They do it.
Yes.
Yeah, they shoot out the bubble gun.
Actually, it's the soap shop next door.
Is it the soap shop? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what their name is. I'm sorry.
I don't have hand.
I should know.
Rustic Expressions, maybe.
I'm
not sure. We'll talk to Main Street Roswell about it. But it's nice. It's like you're downtown in Roswell, and it's like, is that a bubble? Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a grown man, and I still respect bubbles.
I'm surprised there's not a few more little accidents because they're watching bubbles.
Sure, or because of the slipperiness.
But really,
there's a lot of random soap on the sidewalks of Main Street. I'm surprised people aren't slipping.
Yeah.
But you guys are busy now. Let's quickly talk about the last, we'll call it, week or so.
Okay.
It's been crazy.
It has.
Well, with Trump's Mar-a-Lago getting raided. I've heard rumors of folks who are on vacation getting accosted, having their cell phones taken.
Yes.
It's like a new America that we're living in.
It's a banana republic.
It is a banana republic.
It is a banana republic.
And not even with all the cool shorts.
And of course, I always jump in the deep end. I never lie. I tell the truth. I don't even beat around the bush. It's communism coming to our United States.
It kind of feels that way. It's
yes.
So I've heard there's a term that was used years ago, and I've loved it ever since. It's called the totalitarian tiptoe.
Mm-hmm.
We're slowly inching that way.
Correct.
It's kind of like cooking
frog.
A frog, yeah. If you put a frog in boiling water, it's going to hop out.
Yep.
You put a frog in cold water and
just slowly bake it up. It's like a hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
We do that to ourselves, but hey, you just turn it up a little more, and you're going to end up a lobster.
That's very true.
Yeah,
it's a scary time.
It's if we don't start saving it now, and we've got to start at home.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start with the city, because then you see more happen in the city than you do the state. But that's kind of why I chose where I am.
Sure.
But it's just, you have to open your eyes, people, and you have to use your common sense if you even have any left.
See, here's where I come from. I pride myself on being largely apolitical.
Mm-hmm.
But I have eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I have ears. I'm seeing and hearing what's happening, and it's insane.
We've lost generations, though. That's the problem. They have been working under the scenes at the colleges, grade school level,
sure,
and training these children to like communism. So their common sense is kind of gone. And some of us that are still out here, we see, you have common sense. Most of your listeners have common sense because they're listening to 106.5.
Now, I will say that common sense isn't as common as we think it is.
That's true.
As we say it is.
That's
common
true.
sense is earned. I feel like you have to kind of gain. Like I tell my daughter all the time. She's 9, and I'm like, use your common sense, honey, and she has none.
She has none.
I understand that she has none, but I still tell her, use your common sense.
She does have common sense because you're there training her and teaching her. And that's what we as parents do. We have to get the parents back in the system.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as a home ec class. It's as simple as a bookkeeping class, because those are the teachers that have the common sense that can tell the kids. And if the parents don't want to parent, let someone else parent your kids that have the common sense.
Absolutely.
But I can go down a rabbit trail you probably don't even want to go down.
It's one of those things that's, I feel like that traditionalism and progress can happen at the same time.
It can.
Like we don't have to harken back to the good old days when it was good for some.
Mm-hmm.
We can have progress and traditionalism at the same time.
There's a balance.
Sure.
There's a balance.
Absolutely.
So hopefully the Republican women are a balance. The federated Republican women are a balance. We want you to come. We want you to have some prime rib.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Give us the dates one more time.
That is Wednesday the 17th.
Okay.
Doors open at 11:30.
Sure.
Again.
And some great speakers. I mean, fantastic
great speakers. We have Lloyd Byrd, who's running for land commissioner. We have Jeremy Michael Gray, who is running for attorney general. State Secretary of State Audrey Trujillo. I think that's all we have the time for then.
We got off on a tangent. Did we talk about our judges?
No, we didn't.
Let's
but
talk
I have
about the
them
judges.
there.
Absolutely.
I don't know much about the judges.
Okay.
I know we have Thomas C. Montoya, Supreme Court Position 1, Barbara V. Johnson, Court of Appeals, Position 1, Court of Appeals, Position 2, Gertrude Lee Court, C-O-U-R-T Court.
Nice.
And
like you're
just slapped
you're
me.
destined.
Yeah.
You're destined for the courtroom.
And then Carrie Jeffrey Morris, Supreme Position 2.
Excellent.
So if we don't get behind these people and get these folks in here, we're losing another step.
Sure.
We're losing another step.
It's never, I mean, in the past 2 years, the court system and to a greater extent, the Supreme Court has been in more of a spotlight than I think in the entire
Correct.
history, well, at least as long as I've been on this earth.
Correct.
So now is the time. I mean, we need to put and appoint, judges that are going to make the right decisions moving forward.
We need these judges to change some of the rules because this is what's causing such disheartenment down in our world.
Right.
We can't get these folks that are doing all the trouble off the streets, and they just continue and continue and continue.
Recidivism is a horrible problem.
It is.
In the
It
United
is.
States.
Of course, it starts with the parents.
It does.
And the grandparents that raised some of these kids are now gone, and
Right.
we've missed I'd say 4 generations in Roswell, is my opinion. But
No,
I have very strong opinions.
You're pretty spot on.
Yeah.
You're pretty spot on. That and access to the extra pandemic money and cheap guns
Yes.
made Roswell sort of a problem
Yes.
during the pandemic.
And it's kind of sad because we used firearms for meat.
Yeah.
In my day, that's what you did. You went out, you got your meat, and that's what you did. You didn't go get the neighbor,
Yeah.
or to get in someplace because you're too lazy to go work. But
I absolutely respect any conscious and knowledgeable owner of a firearm.
correct.
It terrifies me that anybody can get one. That's
hunter
all I'm
safety.
saying.
Hunter safety is awesome.
Absolutely.
All of my kids have taken hunter safety.
Yeah. If you're gonna own a gun, take a class. That's
Yes.
all I'm saying. That's
Yes, sir.
all I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Learn
It's
a little
very
bit
simple.
about the thing that's in your hand that can hurt somebody.
Correct.
But-
It's very simple.
Absolutely. Well, okay. So folks want to know more about the Chaves County Federated Republican
Yes.
Women. How do they get a hold of you guys?
They can get a hold of me through me,
Okay.
575-420-8455. I am the second vice president. I don't know why they did that, but they were very desperate at that point. But 575-420-8455. And again, like I said, my email is bestcornranch@gmail.com. Make sure you send me names, numbers for our veterans.
Absolutely.
Because, just anybody in general that would like a letter and brighten up their day. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I was seeing a young lady who was a veteran, and she was telling me at the time that she was married and she never got any correspondence from anyone.
Yes.
And just even like a letter from a friend that was like, "Hey, I hope you're doing well. We're thinking about you." It makes such a difference.
Yes. And even if they're overseas, send us overseas, because every now and then we put together boxes to go overseas.
Absolutely.
We'll get volunteers from the group. We'll get food, protein bars, and send them overseas to our guys overseas. Socks, razors, things like that. Awesome. So that's very interesting. Keep in mind, you've got the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Scholarships. We do a lot of scholarships.
Awesome.
Have to be Republican, over 18, but you have to apply too. You just can't sit around.
Right. One would think that if you're going to give, scholarship money to a student, it's going to go to the ones that are putting the effort out.
Correct.
Yeah.
We usually do they have to write, I'm not quite sure, I'm not on the scholarship committee, but they have to write, not on the scholarship committee because I can't spell. They could get a lot by me on that.
But I'm guessing they have to put together an essay.
They
kind
do.
Of
They do. And I'm not sure
know.
exactly what that is.
Sure.
Margaret could tell you and
Yeah.
all of that. But yeah, we have every month until November, we are full. We are full of different.
It's crunch time.
It's crunch time.
We are absolutely in crunch time. So come on out if you're going to be at the Eastern Mexico State Fair. Definitely stop by the booth there in the commercial building. You can't miss it. If you walk into the commercial building, it's right there on your left.
Next to the firemen.
Next to the fire department.
And we give away balloons.
Yeah, which is
little
always,
red balloons. They're awesome.
And that's what gets, see, because I go with my kids, and my kids gravitate towards balloons. I see what you're doing there.
And if the kids go, the adults go.
Like we said earlier, get them while they're young.
Exactly.
They'll bring the parents.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So
change your registration over.
Yes.
That's always a good thing. Pray for America.
I was going to say, hold the sign up one more time.
I got Pray for America,
Yes.
and then we have the Chaves County Republican Women. So
excellent.
I know you guys are out there.
That's right.
Come and visit with us.
bestcornranch@gmail.com or
Yes.
575-420-8455 if you want to learn more about the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, or find them on Facebook.
Yes.
You guys have a
We
very
have a
active Facebook page.
Yeah, very active Facebook page.
Absolutely. So find them via social or just go traditional.
Correct.
They like that.
We like traditional. We love writing notes and letters.
That's awesome. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Anytime you guys have anything going on, come on back to us.
Okay.
We'll definitely facilitate you.
Okay, I believe we'll be back here next month.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
God bless.
God bless back. 14 away.
At this point, very few details are known, including the location of the incident. The sheriff's office confirms only that the person shot died, and no deputies were injured in the ordeal. The case has reportedly been turned over to the New Mexico State Police. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. 12 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be in the mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should be getting plenty of sunshine, but we can't rule out an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. For the overnight hours, a few clouds will drop into the upper 60s and then mid to upper 90s for the afternoon high on Saturday. All that moist air staying off to our west, so we'll be getting sunshine all day. Sunny and mid-90s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 71 degrees around Roswell Way. Humidity at 81% with winds out of the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. The barometer about 30.21 inches with a dew point of 65 degrees. Looking for a beautiful day around Roswell Way. If you don't mind sun and a little bit of heat, sunshine, 94 degrees for the high. Winds out of the northeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. I would argue that yesterday was an absolutely gorgeous day. Temps were in the 70s. It's cool. It was a little wet, a little dreary, but kind of like my weather like that. I know, I feel like I should maybe go to Seattle or something. Partly cloudy, dropping down to 69 for the overnight low. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then for your Saturday, sunny skies, 96 for the high. Winds, again, out of the south, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Heading into the freaking weekend, looking at 97 for the high on Sunday. That's when the heat is back. 98 for the high on Monday, but just in time to cool things down. A storm front moves into the area middle part of next week. So Tuesday, we got a 20% chance of rain and 96 for the high. For your Wednesday, a 30% chance of the wet stuff, 95 for the high. And on Thursday, it was Wednesday. On Thursday, a 40% chance of rain, dropping down to 91 degrees for the high. Yeah, I'll take every little bit of that. Hey, real quick, wanted to remind you, plant this in your brain compartment. This weekend is the start of She Loves Me at the Roswell Community Little Theater. It actually starts tonight at the Little Theater. It all kicks off this evening with a performance tonight and tomorrow night at 7:30 and a Sunday matinee at 2:30. This is a romantic comedy directed by Patty Stacy and Lynetta Zuber. The story goes, if you've ever seen You've Got Mail, this is pretty much it. Set in the 1930s European perfumery, we meet shop clerks Amalia and George, who, more often than not, don't see eye to eye. After both respond to a Lonely Hearts advertisement in the newspaper, They now live for the love letters that they exchange, but the identity of their admirers remains unknown. Join Amalia and George to discover the identity of their true loves and all the twists and turns along the way. She Loves Me coming to the Roswell Community Little Theater tonight and tomorrow night, 7:30, with a Sunday matinee at 2:30. Same thing next weekend, Friday and Saturdays, 7:30 with a Sunday matinee at 2:30. You can get tickets, more info by heading over to their little place in cyberspace, and that's roswelltheatre.com. That's THEATRE.com. So like the old colonial way, theatre. Yeah, so roswelltheatre.com to get your tickets for She Loves Me at the Roswell Community Little Theater tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30, Sunday matinee at 2:30, this weekend and next at right there at the Little Theater. I believe it's 1717 South Hobbs, I believe. I'm not totally sure on the address, but it's right there in the Plains Park Shopping Center, basically where the old movie theater used to be, if you're familiar with old Roswell. 8 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Going to pause and get you up to date with your Wall Street Business Report.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Gasoline prices have dipped under $4 for the first time in more than 5 months. Good news for consumers who are struggling with high prices for many other essentials. AAA said the national average for a gallon of regular was $3.99 on Thursday, down from the mid-June record of $5.02 a gallon. It's still about 80 cents higher than the average a year ago. Energy is a key factor in the cost of many goods and services, and falling prices for gas, airline tickets, and clothes are giving consumers a bit of a relief. Prices at the wholesale level fell from June to July, the first month-to-month drop in more than 2 years, and a sign that some of the U.S. economy's inflationary pressures cooled down last month. Thursday's report showed that the Producer Price Index, which measures inflation before it reaches consumers, declined in July. It was the first monthly drop since April of 2020. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For a free estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509. Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
The E&MU Roswell Pool is open for summer 2022, and it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every day for lap swimming and from 11 to 5 for open swim. Just $5 for the whole day. Once you pay, you can stay all day. With full concession stand, lots of covered seating, and more. Swim passes are available, and E&MUR students get it half off. Book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. For information and reservations, call 575-624-7305. That's 575-624-7305.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 4 minutes away from 9 o'clock on your finally Friday morning. It's a morning without Mike Winters. Hopefully this is the last one for a while. Mixmaster Mike back inside your radios this coming Monday morning. So I don't know if you heard about this, but there's a bit of a controversy online right now because about a week and a half ago it was announced that the Klondike Company, they're going to get rid of the Choco Taco.
Choco Taco.
Yeah, Choco Taco. They're dropping it from their menu. They're not going to make them anymore. People online lost their collective crap. People were freaking out. They were starting ad campaigns. They were trying to they bring back Choco Taco. So then this week, and it's hysterical because, and I know it's because I clicked on one of their ads to see what it looked like. So now I'm going to get targeted Klondike ads for the next month. And I keep saying it, and it's picking up on that too. So this is going to be in my feed for a while. But Klondike is doing this new, I don't know, it's a line of cones.
Oh.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's a line of cones, and one of them is unicorn flavored. It looks like it's got I hope that's cherry in the middle. It could be blood. I don't know. But
no.
So
especially with what it looks like.
Basically, it looks like they're doing drumsticks. If you're familiar with drumsticks from the other company, but the comments. Oh, the comments. They thought they were going to put out a new product line. People are losing it. These are all quotes from the comments. Everyone makes Choco Tacos, or everyone makes cones. Bring back Choco Tacos, you jerks. But they're not Choco Tacos. Scored 6 Choco Tacos today. Heart emoji. Keep your cones. Tacos for the win. All I know is these aren't Choco Tacos. I love Choco Tacos. 2 words. Choco Taco. And because I'm still saying it, it's going to continue happening to me. I'm going to keep getting these ads.
And so is everyone else.
Even my kids don't like the unicorn ones. Bring back the Choco Taco. Y'all took away Choco Tacos for these goofy colors. You know what's better than all these? The Choco Taco. So yeah, people are losing it. Now, Roy over here says he's, to his knowledge, never had a Choco Taco.
Is it weird that I've never heard of this before today?
It's odd. They were a thing for a long time. So what it is, it's a waffle cone shaped like a taco shell.
Yeah.
Filled with ice cream and usually some other stuff. And then topped with chocolate, like a chocolate shell and nuts.
Okay.
It's basically a drumstick. It's just in a different serving form. And it was so good.
I was about to say, I've had an unofficial one of those.
Okay.
I went to, it's a place in New Mexico.
Okay.
I can't remember the city.
Sure.
It's flat. It's a big city though.
Okay.
And it's not Silver City.
We got to move on. Go ahead. We only have 1 minute.
Yeah, it was just a waffle taco.
Right.
And
so it was made at a restaurant.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
It was like one of those Mexican ice cream places.
Sure.
And it had the chocolate ice cream. It had chocolate wafers on it. It had all the stuff. Mm-hmm. And my big mistake was eating it on the ride home, and having it melt.
It melted all over you. Right. Yeah, you gotta have to sit there and eat those in one sitting, usually in a cooler place. But yeah, no, any ice cream company out there, local mom and pop shop, you would do well if you started making your own Choco Taco. Maybe call it something different. Call it El Taco de Choco or something like that. Change it up. Cruces, okay. Change it up just enough to where they won't sue you for it. Closing in on 9 o'clock on this finally Friday morning. Coming up next hour, we're going to be sitting down chatting with concerned citizens for New Mexico, so stay tuned. That's coming up next hour on a morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Stay tuned.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. They're closing in on a vote. The Democrats' $400 billion plus tax and spend bill, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, expected to pass the House today without any Republican support. Republicans argue the bill will not combat inflation, but would actually make it worse. Former President Trump not alone in calling for the release of the warrant that was used in the FBI raid on his Florida estate. The Justice Department is asking a federal judge to unseal the warrant that's behind the 9-hour-long Mar-a-Lago raid.
Donald Trump writes, "Release the documents now," in messages posted on his Truth Social platform. That came after Attorney General Merrick Garland held a news conference yesterday to say the Justice Department has filed a motion asking a court to unseal the federal warrant and property receipt from the FBI's search of the former president's Florida estate. That's unusual. Such documents usually stay sealed during a pending investigation.
In light of the former president's public confirmation of the search,
the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter.
Garland says he personally approved seeking the warrant. It's unclear when and if it might be unsealed. Jennifer King, Washington.
The CDC is dropping some of its COVID recommendations, and among other things, schools will see a big change.
An education-related change to the guidelines is the end of the recommendation that schools do routine daily testing. The CDC also dropped a test-to-stay recommendation, which said students exposed to COVID-19 could regularly test instead of quarantining at home to keep attending school.
That's correspondent Greg Clugston. Family, friends, and colleagues mourning the loss of a Wake County, North Carolina sheriff's deputy shot and killed overnight in Raleigh. The hunt for a suspect or suspects now underway. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 102 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com. Code 3388. Enjoy.
Pro-democracy protests have broken out across Brazil amid concern that President Jair Bolsonaro may not give up power if he loses the upcoming election.
The protest came on the same day that a citizens' manifesto was read out and signed by 1 million Brazilians. The manifesto warned that the country's democracy was facing great danger. It's been backed by many prominent Brazilians and several former presidents. Bolsonaro's repeated attacks on Brazilian institutions have stirred concerns that he may refuse to accept defeat in October's elections.
That's a BBC's Katie Watson. Firefighters from across Europe have started arriving in France today to help battle several wildfires, including a giant blaze ravaging pine forests in the southwest of the country. A regional firefighters brigade says the spread of the fire was limited overnight as fierce winds died down. News and analysis at townhall.com. That tiny insect that's been bugging you may be smarter than you think.
Trillions of insects migrate across the globe each year, yet little is known about their journeys. So to look for clues, scientists in Germany took to the skies, placing tiny trackers on the backs of giant moths and followed them by plane. To the researchers' surprise, the moths seemed to have a strong sense of where they were going. Even when the winds changed, the insects stayed on a straight course, the scientists reported in the journal Science. Their flight paths suggest these death's head hawk moths have some complex navigation skills, challenging earlier ideas that insects are just wanderers. Keith Peters reporting.
$3.97 a gallon, that's AAA's latest nationwide average for regular gasoline. As Americans drive less, one of the side effects of inflation, the demand for gas drops and pump prices go down. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3
Trace Inviernos
of A Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Welcome to Friday morning, or as my daughter calls it, Fry-yay morning. She goes, happy Fry-yay. She's happy because it's the weekend, because it's almost here. She really likes school, though. She's a pretty big fan of school. I'll tell you why I'm excited for this weekend, because after this weekend, I guess that post this weekend, my son starts his first day of pre-K.
Huh.
Which means, as of Monday, I'll officially have all my kids in school.
Is that just kindergarten, or is that pre-kindergarten?
It's pre-K. It's pre-kindergarten.
Okay.
He's 4 years. He'll be 4 in October. So we're basically trying to get a leg up on it. He's already whip smart, but this will also help with social interaction, learning routine schedules, how school works, and it's just to kind of get him ready for it. But yeah, I'm real excited for the fact that both my kids are school bound. It makes me a proud papa.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do a lot right in this whole world of ours, but I got my kids to school. Doggone it! I just got to get them out of school and into life.
All I remember about pre-K was nap time. Honestly,
dude, I had the coolest. See, I didn't go to pre-K. I went to Head Start. Like when I was a kid, it was the Head Start program. But the Head Start in my town, because I grew up in a town in Oklahoma called Medill. It was a small town. It's right there in Texoma Valley, like in between Durant and Ardmore. And our Head Start was a converted sheriff's department or sheriff's office.
Okay.
So, like, it used to be a sheriff's office to the point where it was like the wall. I remember the walls were like white paint cinder block walls, and there was still a holding cell. So my Head Start had a jail cell. Like, they took all the locking mechanisms off so you couldn't lock it, but the door still swung open and shut. And so, of course, we used to always play jail, and had Head Start because we had a jail. It just made sense. So that's the one thing that stands out from my Head Start.
Honestly, that sounds like
career.
the perfect place to keep your children. Honestly,
right? Yeah. I don't know that they didn't use the cage for that. It was the 80s. Their stuff was different back then, But
because we do that now, we put cages on corners of the living room.
Looking back, it was so dangerous. It's a miracle that none of us didn't break an arm getting it like caught in the door or something, or get one of us decapitated, because it was a steel, like the old school jail cell, like steel bars, and it had a door that with hinges that would swing open, but it would close like, and we could have easily decapitated somebody. I don't know that we didn't. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's terrifying looking back. But honestly, if you look at like most of like playground equipment is a great example of this. See, now everything's soft and padded and rounded edges and the plastic slides don't get too hot, and when I was a kid, they had our playgrounds were torture devices. It was all torture devices that they let us play with. We had slides that were sheet metal that on a day anything hotter than 80 degrees would burn all of the skin off of the back of your thighs because you're wearing shorts probably.
I think there's still one there at the base, the park on Southeast Main.
Over in Dexter, they have an old school park that's very much just like this. They have like the seesaw, which the seesaw in itself is another dangerous tool. You get your kids like 6 feet up in the air. Junior decides he's done playing. He gets off the seesaw. All of a sudden, that's a 6-foot drop straight on your tailbone. Not pleasant. Merry-go-round, same thing. Centrifugal force alone, we just hurled children all over the playground. They put stuff. I know they did this. They put stuff for us to slide into on our playground. Yeah. There were 3 slides. There was the blue, the yellow, and the red. The red was the tall one. And at the end of the tall slide, the end of the red slide, there was a sticker bush. They could have easily taken this thing out, done something about it. They kept it there. So what we had to do is we had to be creative. Every time we get to the bottom of the slide, we had to pop our butts up and hop over the sticker bush just to not get covered in prickles.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm convinced they were trying to kill off as many children as they could back in the 80s. It's a miracle we made it out alive. My dad always said the same thing. It builds character. It's like, Dad, this is a flesh wound. Can we please go to the hospital? Case in point, when I was 4 years old, I actually cut my finger off. The tip of my finger. I don't know if I've ever told the story on the radio. I was playing with an exercise bike that my mom was taking care of an older man. He had an exercise bike. And I would take the pedal and spin it real fast. And for some reason, my 4-year-old brain thought, I'm going to put my finger in the wheel, and went all the way around and got to where the bar meets the spokes, and it just went zzz, and just sliced the thing off. This is Medill, so it was a small town. I had to be driven to Oklahoma City to have any hope of getting my finger reattached.
Yeah.
Spent about a week in a hospital up there. But yeah, they were trying to take us out back in the 80s. I'm convinced of that.
This is why I'm glad that I was a shut-in as a kid.
Right?
And I didn't do sports as a kid.
I didn't do sports either. I did one season of T-ball, and then they figured out, oh, he has nothing. He has no talent, and he's also nearsighted. Let's put him in left field.
Yeah.
So I didn't do sports either, but I also found plenty of ways to hurt myself. Oh yeah, did that.
No, yeah. I stuck with the TV and the PlayStation 1 and all that good stuff, and I just never had to.
I found a picture in a collage. My sister sent me a birthday collage the other day, and in this collage is a picture of me on Christmas Day playing with my my new karaoke machine I just gotten. It was basically because I used to make radio shows. That was what I did for fun in my room in my spare time. I would do radio, and they got me a karaoke machine so I could do radio. So there's a scene a picture where I'm down on the floor doing a DJ break.
Yeah.
As a child. And I'm see, I was supposed to do this. It was meant to be. It was always kind of a lifelong.
Because you always hear stuff the TV's bad for the kids, or they should be out. If they're a shut-in, they're gonna be losers all their life or something. But now I think I've made the right decision, knowing I didn't. I get to keep all my fingers.
Exactly. Yeah. All your appendages are intact. Hey, let me give you the rundown for this hour of the program, because we got a full green room out there. We got to get to our conversation. Coming up here in just a few minutes, we've got representatives from Concerned Citizens for New Mexico, Ms. Stacy Wolkowitz, Ms. Kathy Crossley, Ms. Tracy De La Rosa, and Larry Marker going to be joining us here in studio, chatting about all kinds of stuff. Just some grassroots campaign candidates that they're getting behind, and also a big event coming up this Monday that we want to invite you and the rest of the public out to. It's going to be a big, big deal, and we want to see you out there this coming Monday. But we'll talk about that coming up here in just a few minutes on the Morning Without Mike Winters. Hopefully the final Morning Without Mike Winters. Mixmaster Mike should be back inside your radios on Monday morning. 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot today. We'll be in the mid-90s on the afternoon high, and we should be getting plenty of sunshine, but we can't rule out an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. For the overnight hours, a few clouds will drop into the upper 60s and then mid to upper 90s for the afternoon high on Saturday. All that moist air staying off to our west, so we'll be getting sunshine all day. Sunny and mid-90s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 76 degrees around Roswell Way. Humidity is at about 69% with winds out of the north at about 7 miles an hour. The barometer at 30.23 inches with a dew point of 65 degrees. Looking at mostly sunny skies, a high of around 94 for today. Winds out of the northeast 5 to 10, becoming southeast later in the afternoon. For tonight, partly cloudy, dropping down to 69 for your overnight low. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Same thing for the freaking weekend. Saturday, sunny skies, 96. Winds calm 5 to 10. Sunday, sunny and hot, 97. Pretty much sticking around 70 degrees for the overnight low every night heading into next week. The hot streak ends on Monday with sunny skies and 98 degrees for the high, and then things start to cool back down a bit. As the storm front moves in, we got us a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday with 96 for the high, a 30% chance of rain on Wednesday with 95 for the high, and a 40% chance of rain on Thursday with 91 degrees for the high. 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, going to pause, pay a couple of these bills, and after these, Concerned Citizens for New Mexico on a Morning Without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Think you can't afford health insurance? Think again. New Mexico's health insurance exchange is Be Well NM, and we're here to help you find and sign up for affordable health coverage. You may even qualify for financial assistance. Call 885-996-6449 or visit BeWellNM.com.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
Prescott in the gun. They blitz. Elliott picks that up.
Only heard here.
Deep ball by Prescott. Man all alone at the goal line. CeeDee Lamb.
All season.
43 yards. A touchdown.
Saturday night, it's your Cowboys and the Denver Broncos.
Live from Empower Field at Mile High.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pregame starts at 6 p.m. on your home for Dallas Cowboys football in the Pecos Valley. 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 17 minutes after 9 o'clock on this Friday morning. Joining us in studio, and I'm hoping I can do this right from right to left, Miss Kathy Crossley, okay, Stacy Wolkowitz, Tracy De La Rosa, and you must be Larry.
I am.
All right. Larry Marco.
Larry Marco, yes.
Concerned Citizens for New Mexico. How are you guys doing this morning?
Oh, we
Doing
are
well.
good.
You guys are quite busy. You guys are pounding the pavement, hitting the streets. I like the fact that you guys are doing this from the ground up.
We actually got in last night
Yeah.
about 1 o'clock from Alamogordo.
Really?
So,
Okay.
yeah, we're
And
on
she
the move.
probably left Alamogordo about 12:30.
The Flash.
Fair enough. Hey, you know what?
gosh.
There's a reason there's a bottom of the gas pedal. It's supposed to go down that far.
Yeah,
That's supposed to.
exactly.
and all 3 of
how
them
far
spend
you
a
can
lot
go.
of time there, I promise you. Yeah.
Sure. Well, you guys are busy. It's a busy season, right? We're heading into an election.
Yeah.
And I said this the other day. This is maybe the most important election that New Mexico has faced in a generation.
Right.
Amen.
Things are could change one way or the other. I know we got a Wilson from Home Improvement situation going on with this screen.
That's
He's just seen the top half of my head. But this is an important one, and you guys are knocking on doors, hitting the pavement, doing things from the ground up. You don't need.
We are.
You're not supported by a giant PAC or some organization. Y'all are doing this from the ground up, and I respect it.
Oh, thank you. We are a grassroots organization. We're just people in the community who want to see our community and our state do better and thrive. And we support independent candidates that, always before people have been skeptical of independent candidates. But at this point, our motto is kind of nobody's coming to save us. We're going to have to empower ourselves to step up and serve. And we've got Larry Marker, who the state basically tried to put him out of business with his small independent oil and gas production. Sure. And so he learned how to defend himself, and he defends others. He defends freedom, liberty on every level. And so he's our go-to guy.
So Larry, the story goes that basically your employer was forcing you or mandating you guys to take the vaccination, correct?
No.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's talk about your story then, Larry. What happened?
Okay, real quick in a nutshell, I'm an independent oil and gas producer from around here. I was born and raised in Roswell. Actually, I was born in Hobbs, but I raised around Roswell. Independent oil and gas producer, been in different businesses, but the last 12 years, oil and gas me and the state of New Mexico and the BLM got crossways here several years ago when I discovered the pleasure of dealing with bureaucrats and their overreach and their abuse of discretion. And that has continued on for the last 5 or 6 years, a lot of fights. So anyway, I decided to run for the New Mexico Commissioner of Public Lands.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at right now. I'm campaigning all over the state. When I get done here, I'll head back to Santa Fe and Albuquerque, and I got to be up in Gallup in the morning. Okay. And then we'll be back in Carlsbad on Sunday. But
that's a
lot of miles.
Stacy has
the concerned citizens for New Mexico. They've supported all of the crazy stuff I've done, the citizens petition for grand jury, the various different lawsuits against the Department of Health, the petitions for writ of mandamus, you name it. We pretty well run at it, but I've decided I'm just going to have to pick up an elected office and go. And if I can't change things from down here, then I'm just going to have to go up Santa Fe and get in their hip pocket with them.
If a phone call's not going to do it, then doggone it, you're just going to have to do it yourself. I like that. Roll your sleeves up and get it done.
Just
You
go
want
get
it
there
done
with
right, do it yourself.
Anyway, this is more about the deal, the election integrity and stuff, and so we're going to turn, because I could spend 3 or 4 hours here. So we're just going to let Stacy take it from here.
But I do admire the fact that you're passionate about what you stand for, and that's what's going to get things done. Really is citizens standing up and actually taking action.
It's one thing
not
really
waiting for
important
someone
to
to do
us
it.
is action. Because what we hear a lot is people come to us and say, we just don't know what to do. They don't have the leadership. They don't have people saying, okay, if you want to get this done, this is, your option, A, B, and C. You have to follow these steps. You have to do it the right way. So we have to play the game.
Sure.
And people just don't know how to do that, and that's what we're trying to do.
And this is the group to get things done, I guarantee you.
I can tell you guys are movers and shakers. Just the amount of miles that you've covered in just the past few month or so. It's impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the event you guys have coming up.
Well, she brought up a point because Larry is our go-to guy for when there are problems. Like all of a sudden during COVID, they were threatening our jobs. They were threatening. My husband is a medical provider, and he literally had a week to decide if he was going to take this or not, or how to get an exemption. He stepped up, and we had a room full of people, and we told him, here's what you do. 1, 2, 3. Here's how we put exemptions online. We did all this stuff for them. So what she's talking about is we try to come up with solutions, practical solutions people can take themselves, which leads me to Professor Clements out of NMSU. He first spoke up. That's the first time I saw him, was speaking up for free speech on the community campus, free discourse, because they were trying to shut down any talk of Trump or anything like that.
Sure.
Then he moved on to we should have medical freedom. And they ended up firing him for not taking the vaccine.
They just, that doesn't feel legal.
I know.
Exactly. He's a law professor.
Yeah,
you done messed up now, didn't you?
I know. And so, that's what we were saying is, okay, you come at us. Now, I think you brought it up. Now you're going to give us lots of time to figure out how we want to fight back, how we want to empower others. And he and his wife, who is an engineer, they have taken up the mantle of finding out about election integrity and how we can go forward in our elections. I think everyone has by now seen the 2000 Mules, with the vulnerability of absentee ballots. Well, now he is out with a new film called Standing in the Gap, which we're premiering this Monday.
Okay.
At 5:30, 1009 West Alameda. He's going to be here in person to do a Q&A on what he has discovered about vulnerability with our voting machines. Okay. And these two ladies are here to talk about an event that happened last night that ties in with this, because he actually did an audit. He's been doing them around the state, he and his wife, and they presented evidence in Otero to the county commission. So they've got an exciting story for you of what happened down there.
It sounds like a harrowing tale. I'm curious, because that was a huge hot button issue, and it sounds like you've actually got the evidence that nobody else was able to find, basically.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Y'all trumped the My Pillow guy.
I know.
I'm impressed.
He's on our side.
I
We're
know.
on his side.
I know.
Exactly.
But he couldn't produce the evidence, and sounds like you guys did. But okay, so let's talk about what happened last night.
Well, last night was a big presentation. They presented their final findings of the audit. I was actually a canvasser. Kathy was as well. We went door to door to every single person in Otero County. Man. We didn't ask who they voted for. We just asked their method of voting. Did you vote in person? And there were discrepancies that we saw ourselves. They presented a 500-page report last night of beautiful amounts of evidence to the commission, asking them to get rid of voting machines in Otero County. Well, the county commissioners were actually under threat of being imprisoned today. They could go to jail this morning because they voted to get rid of those machines again. They stood their ground last night.
Yes.
And Coy Griffin and the other two said even under threat of jail, where was the 2-1 vote?
2-1.
And Coy and Vicky stood up and they said, this is our job to serve the people. The people want to get rid of these Dominion machines. Here's the evidence, and I didn't see the other side coming back with a rebuttal. No, they said, where's their evidence is what we wanted to see, and it just wasn't there.
Sounds like they put it to a vote, you're saying.
Yes.
The voting machine thing was put to a vote.
Yes.
And it's just
in person.
This whole thing has just been a big mess.
Exactly.
I mean, and you're absolutely right. You touched on something with the vulnerability of absentee ballots. That when you're putting your vote out in the air for any number of time before it gets to the hands it's supposed to, who knows what could happen?
And there needs to be that chain of custody. And over in Otero County, they use drop boxes.
Right.
And so their vote last night included get rid of the drop boxes. And we did not use them here in Chaves County.
Right.
And so they were saying, some of them were saying that it's mandatory because the Secretary of State said you've got to use these drop boxes. And well, what I don't understand is why don't all Americans want to see the evidence? Because we're all at stake here. Like, no matter what side you're on, you want to know that your candidate has a fair shot in the election. So I don't understand when people are doubling down saying, oh, no, there's no vulnerability whatsoever. Well, let's get to the core of it.
Let's find out for sure.
Find out.
How can you be so sure? Let's find out for sure.
And they will not let the group do a forensic audit where they can bring in teams of IT people and look into it. Let's delve in to see, is it working the way it's supposed to?
Basically, their testing methods are their methods that they're approving.
That is correct. And it was brought up last night that the two organizations, correct me if I'm wrong, that test it are the ones
that create it.
They're testing themselves. Yeah. So you think they're going to come up and say, oh, you know what?
It's kind of like how, sort of a parallel. It's kind of like how the McDonald's ice cream machines, that the Taylor, that they can only be worked on by Taylor representatives.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly right.
They're
exactly right.
They're kind of on. Yeah, they figured out how to run that industry. I shouldn't have said that on a McDonald's.
Yeah.
I didn't just lose us a sponsor. But anyways, visit any of our 3 McDonald's here in Roswell. Download the app. It's fantastic. It'll save you a ton of money too. I'm loving it.
Well done.
See, synergy. Okay, well done. But moving on. So yeah, this is absolutely something that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed ultimately before the next big election cycle.
The big deal last night was what they were in the 2020 election. There's a rule: you have to keep all the ballots and information for 22 months. We hit 22 months on September 3rd.
Okay,
everything will be destroyed.
Destroyed.
If we don't look at everything before,
okay. See, I thought it was unveiled. Okay.
Yes. If we don't look at it by then, if we don't take a stand and say we need to look at 2020, they can legally destroy every ballot, every backup.
So
it's gone.
And we've actually, this group has gone in and we've canvassed. We haven't canvassed. We have copied the ballots themselves. And in absentee, we copy the ballots and the envelope. So you can tell whether, in Otero County, they were 516 or something off.
Yeah.
It was over 500 ballots, or was it 800?
Maybe 800.
800.
It was a lot.
Wow. It was a lot.
Enough to make you notice.
And you have to make a major difference because there were elections, local elections that were decided by.
There was a vote divided by 11.
A very small margin.
Yeah, it was only 11 votes.
Yeah.
There in Otero.
Right.
Exactly.
So we need to look at it. Every
commission.
legal vote should count. I mean, France does it in one day. 32 million people vote. They get out. They do it with paper. They count it then, and they know within 30 minutes who's won. 32 million people. If they can do that there, I think we can do it here.
Well, if they can figure out who won the lottery in 30 seconds.
Well, yeah, but in that case, you've got everybody frantically looking at their ticket.
Right.
At that point, the research is being done. We're all investigating.
Well, and we want people to be excited like that to vote.
Sure.
The way you say they look at a lottery ticket, that's how they should look at their opportunity to vote.
I agree because this is their this is our chance to make a real change.
Exactly.
Well, and she brings up another point because now people are skeptical. They're even nervous to go out and vote because they're not sure that their vote will count. Sure.
When I'm out campaigning, that's the biggest issue I run into. People tell me, I'm just simply not going to vote. Well, that's not the way to do it. We need to do something to show these people that we do have confidence, that they can have confidence in our election system.
Absolutely.
Well, and until we can get into the machines, and if I were the Secretary of State and everything was above board, I wasn't afraid of finding out whatever. Yeah. I would say, come on,
if I've
bring
got
your
nothing
team.
to hide.
Exactly. Yeah. Bring your team.
Look at it.
I will open the machines. Let's go through it. Let's find out because the Secretary of State needs to know as well.
Sure. It's scary, to me as a voter to know that the one way that I have to speak up isn't necessarily being, used properly. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
So
well, that voice is being taken away.
Right.
And I don't want to create more fear about our votes, but here in Chaves County in the 2020 election, when they were running a small audit that's mandatory, I think they checked over 300 ballots out of the 22,000 that was cast or whatever. She said our county clerk, which I trust completely, it's not the county clerks that we think are doing anything.
Sure.
I think it's within the machine. But she said there was one vote that was flipped, and they ran it 3 times. They're hand counting. They ran it 3 times.
Really?
But that was not all of the votes. That was a sample.
That was a very small sample.
Exactly.
Right.
So she called the Secretary of State and got no response. She called the FBI. They said, we will not get involved.
Right. It's the mindset of, you see your kid, you catch your kid doing something wrong. You can bet your bottom dollar they've done that thing wrong 16 times before. You just caught them doing it that one time.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I served as an election official, and so did Kathy. And watching the chain of command here in Chaves County, those girls run a tight ship. They know what they're doing. It was my first time doing it, and I just kind of sat back and let the process work. It was easy. They made it so easy for me.
But we're fortunate to have that.
Yes.
It's not
Every
that
county
way
doesn't have
everywhere around the state. Recently in Sandoval County, the guy that we supported for governor, Jay Block, he's kind of like Larry on the outside, standing up for servanthood and so on. He's a commissioner up there in Sandoval.
Sure.
And he was the only one on the commission to say, we don't even have the report yet. We don't even have in front of us what happened in our election, and they're wanting us to certify it. So he voted not to.
Sure.
Well, now a lady has come forward and testified to fraud that she witnessed happen. And so now the Clements have actually brought a lawsuit up there. So, I mean, this is happening all over the state. They're in different situations in different counties. It's not the same everywhere.
Right. And you're not, my theory is you're not going to see giant pockets of it. You're going to see little infinitesimal changes all over the place that are happening. So it's not as noticeable.
One thing they were able to prove with their research and with their audit was an algorithm. And it was an across-the-board percentage that they were able to show in every precinct.
Really?
Every precinct. And there were a few exceptions, you know what I mean? But that algorithm, and once you look at the charts, it's wild. It was way above my...
Right.
Way above.
But when you put line graph on top of line graph on top of line graph, and you're noticing, there's very little delineation.
Yes.
Something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid.
When you combine that with the inflated voter rolls, New Mexico, they claim New Mexico has 1.3 million registered voters.
Sure.
There's no way there's that many registered voters in New Mexico. in campaigning, we do a lot of direct mail stuff like that. Over 40% of the stuff you send will come back for the wrong address or the wrong person, and that actually was in Sandoval County.
Yes.
Right. So that it's a combination of a lot of different things that allow that algorithm to work, and this all gets complicated, but saying all that, we're not telling people don't go vote.
Right.
For sure, go vote. Make your voice heard.
It's more important.
It's even more critical in places like this where we're confident in our county clerk.
Right.
So Bonnie Brainerd, who's also a citizen and works with us.
And she's also my treasurer of my campaign.
Awesome. So you know what she did? She did exactly what our group does. She stood up on her own. She went around and asked permission to audit the different counties in the state. And they, to her surprise, said, okay. And so she went around and audited the whole state on her own.
Not the whole state, because there were a lot of counties that
That's got to be a moment where she's like, they're not going to say.
I know.
They said yes.
I know, right? Now what do I do?
She made her brother go help her too.
Yeah, well, and her whole family, and her friends, they went with her, and so they dove right in, and that's what concerned citizens is.
That's as grassroots as you can get when you're getting the kids involved.
Well, I want to point out one thing she said that I will never forget. She gave a little report at a meeting I was at, and she said, don't let this deter you from going to vote, because just like Tracy said, let's overwhelm the voting machine. She said when the turnout is large, it makes it much harder for them to do fraud.
Okay, so back to the event that night, we will have people there ready to register people to vote. We have third-party agents ready to go.
And that's one of those things, even if you're not sure. If you're not sure if you're registered, if you had registered before, if you moved, if maybe you're in a different district, different ward, you guys are going to be there to answer questions, and you can always check registries and see it, and put people's minds at ease and let them know that you're set.
Yep. Exactly, and tell them about your experience with the registrations being changed, because the DMV.
The voter rolls are really important in keeping party affiliation separate, because in a closed primary that like we have here in New Mexico, you have to be a registered member of that party to vote.
To vote, yeah.
So people now are able to change their affiliation day of from independent to a major party in order to participate in the primary.
Really?
Now, I was the person in charge of the same-day voter registration at my voting location. Two separate voters came in, and they wanted to vote in the Republican primary because they're lifelong Republicans. And whenever they pulled it up, they said, you're not able to vote because you're independent. So they had to come to me, switch from independent to Republican, and they didn't know. They had never done that. They were lifelong Republicans. So
how?
How did their registration
I mean, it's weird discrepancies.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Exactly. And I do believe that it has something to do with the DMV, that if you don't, when you go in to renew your license and you don't check what affiliation you are,
I gotta do that.
I think it gets changed.
Go on the Secretary of State website. Make sure your stuff is all on the up and
You
up.
just reminded me I have to redo my license in like 2 weeks.
Dear. Yeah.
Well, make sure you check.
And I'll definitely check on that one, the party affiliation too, for sure.
Well, he is, so Clements is associated with a number of national groups now too, and like
and the My Pillow guy, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Should we start calling him the My Coffee guy yet? My boss ordered some of the coffee. He says it's pretty doggone good.
The slippers are pretty good too.
Oh, my mom has the slippers. Yeah, they are good.
I'm wondering how much money the guy spends on TV ads.
That's got to be a big
incredible.
Chunk. But yeah, so.
And you know that Mike Lindell is coming out with a streaming report August 20th and 21st, 2 days. He's going to show all of the evidence that he has amassed.
I'd heard that he had something big planned.
He does.
He's going to do this. He's going to do this for 2 days. You said basically
2 days
straight.
Yeah, just
telethon
streaming.
That's from Nashville or something, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And
I think the guy really likes to stay up, which is funny because he makes pillows. You make sleep products. Go to bed, dude.
It's the quality of the sleep.
That's true. When you're knocking out quality sleep in 4 hours, you can be up for 48. There you go.
More Mike Lindell commercials, even on this.
I know, right? We're basically doing his job for him, but it's awesome. Again, like you said, groups that start as like from the ground up are kind of growing up to where they're finding people at the national level are seeing this,
Yes.
taking
Yes.
notice,
And supporting.
it.
Yes.
And that's vital.
There's
And
actually.
also,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
David and his wife have had threats against their life, and so is Mike Lindell. And so you're over the target when people are coming at you. And even this group that has done the auditing got letters from the Secretary of State and the Attorney General of New Mexico and the Attorney General of the United States to cease and desist all of this and stop saying that there's a problem with the machines.
He said, no, I'm not going to.
I'm
not going to do that.
You know, things got really heated last night in Alamogordo. We went through about 3 hours of evidence, and then the testimony from the public started. And they had, of course, people from both sides there.
Sure.
And it turned into a screaming match. People were removed by the police. It was heated. It was heated. The video's on Rumble if anybody wants to watch it.
I've said this for years. I kind of, and I know this is, it kind of bucks against what you're saying, but I kind of wish that Congress and parliamentary procedure was kind of thrown out the window, and we ran things like they run in Parliament.
Yeah.
They
go scream at
nuts in Parliament. I would love for our meetings to be that passionate.
I think it's healthy.
It is.
If you're going to go back and forth, and back and forth is healthy. You can talk to people about issues that you feel differently about. It's just fine.
Or yell at people.
You can disagree with someone and not think that they're a murderer or whatever.
Exactly. And that's how we learn. That's how we grow. If you pick up ideas from somebody else, you think, well, wow, I never thought of that. That's how you grow. And that's the cool thing about this group is, people think, oh, they're just supporting Republicans. But no, we have independents on our side, libertarians that follow us. And if anybody wants to go to work, let's go to work. We'll put you to work.
And
any county you're at, we'll come out. We'll help you. We
over
volunteer all of this. We don't make money off of it.
No.
We spend a lot of money.
I'm sure. Just on gas.
Yes. Gas alone.
Goodness
Gas alone.
gracious.
And my car is a gas hog. So it's not easy. It's not easy.
I drive a Chevy Spark for that very reason. Yesterday, I was so happy I filled my tank up for $20.
Oh, wow.
It was like the happiest day I've had all year.
I had one of those as a rental, and I kind of missed the gas prices.
Great. It was great.
The grassroots organizations all over New Mexico, Stacy's group, the Concerned Citizens, was actually a really good example of how one of these can get started and continue to grow. These organizations are all over the state. Otero County's got a lot. I call them patriot groups, grassroots groups, patriot groups, whatever. They're all Americans. And they're all different kinds of people. They really are. They're not just one political party.
Right.
No.
There's conservatives. There's some moderate Democrats involved. They don't talk a lot about being Democrats while they're there, but there's a lot of those guys involved. A lot of independents are showing up. A lot of independents are showing up and are actually a major force in politics in New Mexico. They've just always kind of been hidden. But anywhere you want to go, if you want to go help or something, Stacy she's got absolutely lists of grassroots organizations all over the state of New Mexico. Lee County's got some. Portales has a real strong one. Like I said, Otero County. Those people are on fire. They really are.
We have a huge one in Las
And we've
Cruces.
got candidates everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've got Elaine
Lincoln
Allen
County.
down in Lincoln County running as an independent for state representative.
Conservative independent.
We had a meeting 2 Sundays ago, and the Republican Party has finally figured out the base of their party is actually what make up these grassroots organizations, and they're finally recognizing that. Gladly, I mean, it's a little too late, I'm hoping, but anyway, they definitely they're figuring out that the base of their support are these grassroots, and there are people. So if you're wondering about what to do, don't feel like you're alone if you think something's wrong, because there are groups like Stacy's here in Chavez County.
If you're starting to kind of notice, okay, maybe something, like I said earlier, ain't stirring the Kool-Aid, right? This is a chance to ask questions, and this would be a great place to start.
Yeah.
Because you guys have a lot more knowledge than I do.
Well, we've got the resources. The thing we have is a great team. We've got people. If I need some research done, I know exactly.
It's kind of like each one of you has your own set of skills.
Right. Yes. Exactly. And we combine those.
And we've been successful here in Chavez County. We were able to run 2 candidates for school board and get them put on the school board. We did it at
city council,
the city council. We did the same thing with a judge race. We did all of our candidates have done really because we get out and we do the work.
Yeah.
And they're planning on getting involved in the legislative session coming up too. We're really pushing towards that. Tracy's going to spend a lot of time in Santa Fe.
People are starting to kind of wake up and realize I've got to do this myself. It's like we said at the beginning of this conversation. And, you know, it's you look at you think, oh, I'm part of a party that's going to get it done for me. But the last 2 years in New Mexico is proof alone that if left unchecked, stuff's going crazy.
And I think that's the problem with conservative thinking is people, it's the live and let live. They sit back and as long as you do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. Leave me alone and I'll let you go.
Right.
We can't do that anymore. We have to have a voice.
Well,
the silent majority is a real thing.
In the oil and gas industry, there was always retaliation. If you stood up like I stood up, there was always retaliation. People don't believe that until they get involved. But I promise you, in New Mexico, when you stand up and fight, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer the consequences. You know, it's gonna be audits. It'll be fines. It'll be whatever.
Because at that point, you're messing with their lobbyists. You're messing with people that are helping make decisions. And yeah, so when you start playing with people's money, that's when they start noticing.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
You bring up a point. There were like 1,200 protests. I think we were at most of them, or we planned most of them. But during the shutdown, we were out there speaking out, and we made a difference. Our friend Sarah Smith out of Las Cruces, who is like a natural homeopathic mom, she got in this. She's not so much party political. That's how she started. And yet we worked together on issues. And, when they had us shut down and standing in lines, bread lines, do you know why the governor backed off? It was Sarah Smith's organization of grassroots around the state. We got national publicity of these disabled people, elderly people standing out there. We organized to stand in line for them. And about 2 days before we were going to do our event, she said, "Oh, I'm going to open up Walmart for you." Right. So that shows the power of the people.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have happened had somebody not stood up and said, "This is not right."
I know.
Exactly.
And especially when it goes national, our governor really doesn't like negative press, if you've noticed. So.
I think that the pandemic really worked against them because it gave everybody a lot of time. We weren't distracted anymore by work and school.
Right.
It gives a lot of time to sit back and just look around and say, this is not right. We're watching you guys a lot more closely now, and this is not right.
Yeah.
So, and that's how you realize that you can make changes starting at the bottom. Keep things really, really simple.
No voice is too small.
Exactly.
Right.
Start at your precinct level, and you work your way up. You take over the school board, you take over the city, and not take over. We're not just looking to take over.
Like
we want to take it back.
I like that. I like that. There you go.
We want to put good people that want to serve into place. It's so important. Service to others is such a big deal, and it works. People get excited, and I can't tell you how many people came up to us and thanked us because we drove from Roswell to Alamogordo just to go speak last night, and people are so appreciative. And if you want to get involved, there's work to be done.
Absolutely.
There's absolutely.
And when we were canvassing over there, I was involved with Cloudcroft. And so you would go door to door, you would have a list. We did not ask them, who did you vote for?
Sure.
Our questions were, are you so-and-so? Is this your address? How many people vote here? And then how did you vote? Did you vote absentee, in person, day of? How did you vote?
Sure.
And they would answer. And you would be surprised at the number of people that said, well, those people haven't lived here in 15 years, and yet they're still voting.
Something funny about the two machines in Cloudcroft, they were able to show they ended up with the exact same number of votes.
And that's what Bonnie said, I want Cloudcroft.
The exact
because
same
every
numbers.
Day they ended with the same amount, both machines.
See, I assumed you guys picked Cloudcroft just because it was nice and cool. And
it was cold, actually.
Right. I guess it was a little chilly, but yeah, that's absolutely crazy that there were that many discrepancies. I'm reminded of the movie Black Sheep. Have you ever seen it with Chris Farley, David Spade from the 90s? At the end of this movie, this basic thing is happening. You find out that the vote, they break in and they find the voter registration for the county that they're in, and one guy and his father and grandfather all voted for one candidate, but his father and grandfather had been dead for generations. So it's like they were dead people were voting, and that's how this whole thing kind of unwound. So it's like I've seen this play out in cinema.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's we're watching this now.
In real time now.
It's it's bizarro world.
It
It's
is.
crazy. I don't know. So obviously it starts. It starts today, but we're getting kicking off the party this Monday. And now tell us again, where is that going to be?
Okay, so it is at 1009 West Alameda behind Glenn's Furniture.
Okay.
That facility there.
Sure.
And I've watched the film. It's very interesting. They actually show a history from even the Reagan era as to why certain things have happened, why the conservative side has sort of been crippled more than the other. I found that to be very interesting. I think most of us do not know the history of how they've been prevented from standing up or speaking out on election integrity. That's no longer the case, and he brings that out. They also show, when they were selling the machines, they show how they pitched them and how they said, oh, yes, they can be accessed from the internet. And now the story is no, there's no way they can be. So it's very interesting. They do also interview other people like our group who are taking, steps in their own communities and standing up, running for office, doing different things. So we're very fortunate to have David Clemens here because he's traveling like mad. Right. He's just been in Kansas, Nebraska. He's going all over the
And
place.
the media follows him. The Washington Post was there last night.
Yes.
Really?
It was it was exposed, and it was on the Gateway Pundit this morning that the expert that they had presenting evidence showed a Supreme Court race in 2020, and he had definite proof that votes had been changed and it was wrong. And that's a Supreme Court position. That's huge.
And these aren't just conspiracy theories. I mean, they're actually our facts.
Right.
If you come out, if you come out and watch that and actually watch the facts, don't even make a judgment. Just come watch the facts and the evidence. Right. See the evidence, and you can make up your own decisions.
Your own mind. He's there to do a Q&A after so that people can ask
questions.
Absolutely.
You tapped on something real quick. I got to go back. You don't mess around with tinfoil hats around here. We take those seriously, okay? Just gotta say that.
She's forgetting the part to where guys like me had to go back and apologize for all the conspiracy theory. I used to call conspiracy theory people, I used to call them bunker nuts and stuff.
Do you know how hard for me it is for me to tell my husband that he was right?
You just spoke for wives all across southeastern New Mexico.
Yeah, we had to tell the conspiracy theory people that they were right and we're sorry.
Right. Yeah. That's a tough one to get to. We're coming up on the end of the hour, so let's hit the info real quick. So it's 1009 West Alameda. It's this Monday, 5:30 p.m. Okay, and
the film's about an hour and a half, and then David Clemens will do a Q&A after.
It's a free event, so you don't have to pay for it. I mean,
right.
If you want to support us, please feel free. If you want to come and volunteer with us, that's even better. Boots on the ground is better than money in your pocket.
That's what we've been saying this whole time. The only way that things are going to get done is if you stand up and get it done yourself.
Exactly.
So our new motto is empower yourself to save yourself, because no one else is coming. No one's coming to rescue us. We're going to have to do the work ourselves.
Right. And the best way to do that is educate yourself. Go to things like this. Study, read every book you possibly can. Watch every movie. Just educate yourself.
We've got a new one on the list, black sheet.
I do want to point out real quick, they do not get paid for this. They have volunteered all of their time.
Really?
Erin said last night, that's David's wife, she said, I have spent 8 months doing research, working 15-hour days. Oh, my gosh. And they have 3 little kids.
Well, he ruined his career doing this.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Also, you got to start building a new one.
I know.
Right.
I guess activist it is. Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time. This has been an informative hour, and I feel like we've people are listening. People are listening, and people are ready to stand up and talk.
I hope so. I hope they come out and see us.
Hope we see you Monday night.
1009 West Alameda, 5:30 p.m. If folks want more information, where do they find you guys online? Do you guys have a Facebook page?
We're on Facebook, Concerned Citizens for New Mexico. Just send us a request. It's a private group, but we'll listen. We're all over the place, so you'll find us.
There you go. Concerned Citizens for New Mexico on Facebook. Ladies and Larry, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir.
I realized I was like, wait, ladies and Larry. Thank you guys so much for your time. And an open door, too. Whenever you guys are back in the area, come on back.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. 6 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with that local news.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Roswell is cracking down on past due water bills with the threat of cutting off service if payment plans are not set up. The city asking residents with delinquent water bills to visit the office so staff can work to help you take care of the bill. There are multiple options available. However, payment plans must be set up in person. The length of the payment plan will be based on the amount you owe. The water billing office can be reached at 575-624-6711. A developing story out of Eddy County where a fatal shooting involving a sheriff's deputy is under investigation. At this point, very few details are known, including the location of the incident. The sheriff's office confirms only that the person shot died, and no deputies were injured in the ordeal. The case has reportedly been turned over to the New Mexico State Police. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The distrust with the DOJ and the FBI regarding all things Donald Trump has been earned, Mr. Garland. You've earned it. And the way you have acted this week without any information to the American public just reinforces the understanding of the American people that you can't be fair and have not been fair. Your history speaks for itself. It speaks loudly and it speaks clearly because your FBI, Department of Justice, they were willing to abuse power and use a dirty Russian dossier to destroy Donald Trump, and nobody's been held accountable.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
All right, it's summertime, and if your project to-do list looks anything like mine, it's probably pretty long. You can stay cool, save up to 40% off site-wide at Blinds.com, and ordering online does not mean sacrificing style or service. At Blinds.com, they have premium selections of shades and shutters and drapes and so much more. They have outdoor shades. Just go to Blinds.com right now, save up to 40% off site-wide, up to 40% off site-wide at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
You can also use morphine to get over your cocaine addiction. Fun fact. We are closing in on 10 o'clock. That is going to do it from our end on this Friday morning. Big thanks to everybody for joining me on this week without Mike Winters. He'll be back inside your radios bright and early on Monday morning with, I'm sure, lots and lots of great tales of everything that happened over the past week or so. But again, big thanks to you. Big thanks to McDonald's for sponsoring this Friday morning show. And we'll see you again on Monday. Till next time, be seeing you.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.